Hi there, I hope you're doing well. It's nice to have the chance to talk with you guys again this week. Did you order anything to drink? I went with a cappuccino this time. So let me ask you one question. Have you ever noticed how your toast always lands butter side down? Or how your phone dies right before an important call? Yes? I think you've met Murphy's Law, the universe's way of keeping us humble. Murphy's Law is a simple but profound adage. It says that anything that can go wrong will go wrong. At first glance, it sounds like a cynical statement, almost like a pessimist's motto. But dig a little deeper, and you'll find that Murphy's Law is less about negativity and more about preparation, awareness, and understanding the unpredictability of life. Let's explore the origin, meaning, applications, and implications of Murphy's Law. This humorous saying has influenced fields as diverse as engineering, project management, and everyday decision-making. The law dates back to the late 1940s. It's named after Edward A. Murphy, Jr., an American aerospace engineer who worked on safety-critical systems. The most widely accepted story is that during a U.S. Air Force project testing the effects of acceleration on the human body, a technician wired sensors incorrectly. Frustrated, Murphy allegedly said, "If there's any way they can do it wrong, they will." The phrase was later shortened and popularized as, "Anything that can go wrong will go wrong." What began as a grumble among engineers quickly became a cultural phenomenon. It resonated because everyone has experienced a time when things just didn't go according to plan. When the toast falls butter side down, when your phone dies right before an important call, or when the printer jams minutes before a deadline. Murphy's Law put a name to this universal experience. At its core, the law is about probability and error. It's not a scientific law like Newton's laws of motion, but rather a principle of caution. It reminds us that if a system has multiple points of failure, and if failure is possible at any of them, then eventually, and often at the worst time, something will fail. The law has several variants, such as, if there's a wrong way to do something, someone will do it. Left to themselves, things tend to go from bad to worse. The other line always moves faster. These variations all capture the same essence. Human systems are fallible, and we should design with that in mind. Murphy's Law is particularly relevant in engineering, design, and risk management. In these fields, it's not enough to assume that everything will work perfectly. Engineers must account for every possible failure, even those that seem unlikely. This mindset has led to the development of redundant systems, fail-safes, and rigorous testing procedures. For example, in aerospace engineering, Murphy's own field, systems are designed with multiple backups. If a plane's engine fails, the aircraft must still be able to fly safely. In medical device manufacturing, devices like pacemakers are tested under extreme conditions to ensure they won't fail when lives are on the line. Murphy's Law doesn't mean engineers expect failure. Rather, they acknowledge its possibility and plan accordingly. Outside of professional settings, Murphy's Law also applies to daily experiences. Think about how often you've spilled coffee on important papers, missed a bus just by seconds, or dropped your keys when you were already running late. While these moments may seem like bad luck, they reflect how complex situations tend to unravel in the worst ways when not carefully managed. Murphy's Law teaches us not just to expect the unexpected, but to prepare for it. That's why we double-check locks before a trip, back up important files, or carry an umbrella even when the weather looks clear. People often use humor to cope with Murphy's Law moments. Entire books and websites are dedicated to examples of things going wrong in amusing, ironic ways. These stories may be frustrating in the moment, but they're also strangely comforting, a reminder that everyone faces chaos sometimes. From a psychological angle, Murphy's Law may also relate to confirmation bias, the tendency to notice and remember things that confirm our beliefs. If you believe that everything always goes wrong, you'll be more likely to notice failures and ignore successes. This can make Murphy's Law feel truer than it really is. There's also a concept called negativity bias, where negative events stick in our minds more than positive ones. That one time your laptop crashed right before a big presentation, you'll remember it much more vividly than the dozen times it worked fine. These biases contribute to the feeling that Murphy's Law is always at work. Understanding these mental habits can help us put things in perspective. Yes, bad things happen, but they don't define everything. Not everyone agrees with Murphy's Law. Some critics argue that it promotes pessimism and discourages initiative. If we always assume the worst, they say, we might avoid taking risks or trying new things. Others argue that it oversimplifies reality. Not everything goes wrong, and many systems work just fine most of the time. These critiques have merit. Like any principle, Murphy's Law can be misapplied. It's not meant to justify inaction or fatalism. Instead, it's a reminder to be vigilant, cautious, and resilient. The goal is not to fear failure, but to design systems and habits that minimize its impact. You know, the law has become a part of pop culture, often used in jokes, cartoons, and satire. TV shows, movies, and books have referenced it to explain comically disastrous situations. The law's flexibility and wit make it perfect for storytelling. There's also a tongue-in-cheek set of Murphy's Laws of Combat used by military personnel to describe the chaos of war. For example, friendly fire isn't, or the enemy invariably attacks on 2 occasions, when you're ready for them and when you're not. These humorous takes capture the unpredictability and irony of real-life situations. Ultimately, Murphy's Law can be seen not as a curse, but as a call to resilience. It tells us that setbacks are inevitable, but how we prepare and respond makes all the difference. Whether it's backing up your computer, practicing a speech one more time, or simply keeping a sense of humor, you can turn Murphy's Law into a tool instead of a trap. In this way, the law aligns with the wisdom of proverbs like, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. It encourages us to think ahead, stay adaptable, and never take success for granted. Murphy's Law, anything that can go wrong will go wrong, has endured for over 75 years. because it captures a fundamental truth of human experience. Things don't always go as planned. From engineering to everyday life, it serves as a reminder to expect the unexpected, embrace caution, and build systems that can withstand failure. Rather than a source of pessimism, it can be a powerful motivator for planning, perseverance, and creativity. Because when we understand how things go wrong, we're better equipped to make sure they go right. By the way, this law reminds me about karma. I don't know if you believe in karma or not, but for me, when I look back, many things happened as payback in mysterious ways. We can talk about karma next time. I hope you enjoy this video. See you